In this video, I'll walk you through 7 small design details that quietly ruin home saunas and exactly how to fix each one before you spend tens of thousands of dollars to your sauna build. By the way, if you want this in format you can actually use, I made a 1-page checklist with all 7 rules. You can print it and go through it with your contractor. I'll link it in the description. You put in your email and I'll send it to you. My name is Veeti, I'm a Finnish sauna expert, and since 2022 I have helped thousands of US-based sauna builders make their sauna dreams come true without making these mistakes. Let's get into it. First one is the classic. Bench is too low and your feet below the stones. If you're sitting in your sauna and your feet are on the floor, your body is basically in 2 different climate zones. Your feet are on the cold zone and your head is in the hot zone. That's where you get these cooking your head, freezing your feet saunas. Those lead to headaches and short sessions. When you experience this, you start thinking that sauna is about suffering. Some of you US guys haven't experienced any other types of saunas, so you don't even realize how much worse feet on the floor makes your sauna experience. So, how you can fix this? In Finland, we have a simple rule: feet above the stones. Here's what that means in actual measurements. Measure the height of your heater to the top of the stone pile. Put your foot bench at or slightly above that level. Then put your sitting bench 15 to 18 inches above the foot bench. And from the top bench to the ceiling, you want about 40 to 48 inches. 44 inches is my sweet spot. If your current plan has you sitting with your feet on the floor, fix that before you build anything. Otherwise, no ventilation trick or fancy heater will completely save your sauna experience. Second quiet killer, way too much space above your head. I see this all the time in US plants. You have 1 tier of benches down low and then 80 to even 90 inches from that bench to the ceiling. This means that all the best hot steamy air lives up there, far above your head. And you sit in the middle zone wondering why you can't hit those intense sessions people talk about. Even when it shows that your sauna is 190. But it's 190 above your head, not where you are sitting. So how do we fix this? From top bench to ceiling, you want to have 40 to 48 inches. And again, I personally like about 44 inches between your top bench where you sit and your ceiling. Why? Well, that gives you enough room to sit even if you are tall like me. But not so much that your Löyly pocket floats above where no one sits. This number plus the feet above the stones rule basically sets your total ceiling height. So if your architect just drew a standard 7-foot box and 1 level of benches, send it back. Or get a saunameter. But that's a story for another day. Also, if you want to sanity check your drawing, this bench to ceiling dimension is on the checklist I mentioned. You just fill in your numbers and you see if you are in the right zone. Third mistake, ceiling shape that traps steam, löyly, in the wrong place. Here's what actually happens in a sauna. Steam rises from the heater, then it hits the ceiling, and then it runs along the ceiling to the highest point of it. And then the steam slowly comes down if the shape and ventilation are right. If the highest point of your ceiling is over the door or some random empty corner, that's where all the best air will live, and not over the benches. You want the best air to live where you are sitting, right? So if the highest point of the ceiling is somewhere where you are not, then that's a mistake. Some bad examples include vaulted ceilings with the peak over the door, cute angled shapes where no one is sitting in the highest spot, and anything that creates that steam pocket where people are not. Good options, well, flat ceiling at the right height always works, or a single slope where the highest point is directly above the benches, not the door. If your current drawing has some dramatic vaulted ceiling because it feels bigger, just know you are trading performance for Instagram. In a Finnish sauna, the ceiling serves the löyly, not the photo. Fourth detail, no Löyly buffer above the door. If your glass door goes from almost floor all the way to the ceiling, every time someone opens it, you dump the best hot air out of the room. How do we fix this? Well, leave a solid buffer above the door. From the top of the door frame to the ceiling, you want a solid wall section. That will prevent all the best air from escaping the sauna when some of the sauna goers has to escape. So how much do you want this buffer above the door to be? Well, roughly 12 to 20 inches of wood above the door would be ideal. Glass actually works as well, as long as it blocks the best hot steamy air from getting out when someone opens the door. And remember, the best hot steamy air always lives in the ceiling. If your current plan has a door that goes from floor all the way to the ceiling and there is no buffer above it, there is few things you can do. You can lower the door, or you can increase the height of a sauna a bit so you get a bit of that buffer above the door, or then you can set some sort of a curtain or some sort of a blocker there on the upper section of the floor. In Finland, I see these curtains on top of the door once in a while. Fifth one, vents in the wrong place or none at all. A lot of American saunas are literally wooden boxes with no oxygen. You sit down, your heart rate goes up, oxygen consumption goes up, but there is no fresh air coming in and no used air going out. So where is that oxygen coming from? You feel dizzy after a few minutes and blame that there is too much heat when the real problem is bad air. Let's go over basic Finnish ventilation layout. You need at least 2 vents, 3 is even better. You need an intake vent, exhaust vent and drying vent. If you think ventilation is your issue, watch our masterclass that is linked in the description. It will teach you everything you need to know about creating a perfect ventilation layout. If your plan right now has no vents or one tiny vent somewhere, fix this. Good air quality is the difference between a sauna you occasionally suffer in and a sauna you can actually enjoy. So the sixth mistake is that sauna floor is designed like a dry room, not a wet room. Remember what actually happens. Sweat ends up on the floor. Condensation drips from bodies and ceiling. You draw water onto the stones, which creates steam, which condenses, and it goes somewhere, right? If that water has nowhere to go, it sits there, soaks into the structure, and over time you get rot, mold, and you start asking, why does my nice wooden sauna smell so weird? So, how do we fix this mistake? For indoor saunas, build the floor like a shower, and for outdoor wooden floors, at minimum have a slight slope and a drainage somewhere. We have a masterclass on floor construction as well. If your current plan shows a flat floor with some boards on top and no drain, don't sign off on that. Seventh and the last one is that glass is used like a design element, not a thermal element. I like glass fronts. They look great and they open up the space, but every square feet of glass is a cold surface compared to wood. If you cover one entire wall in glass, especially behind or around the benches, you massively increase heat loss, create cold radiation on people's backs, and you often need a much more powerful heater to compensate. So how do we fix this? Well, use glass strategically. Front wall is a great place for glass as long as benches are still mostly surrounded by wood. Keep glass away from where people lean their backs, or at least keep those sections small. When you add large glass surfaces, upsize the heater to match the new effective cubic volume. And tie this back to earlier. Still maintain your Löyly buffer above the door. Still maintain your bench to ceiling distances. You can use glass, but use it strategically and understand it increases the required heater output. So that's it. Those are the 7 small design details that quietly ruin most home saunas. If you are working on sauna plans right now, pause and check them against this simple list. If it breaks all of them, stay away. If it breaks a couple, remember, perfect saunas don't get built, good ones do. It's better to have a good sauna you actually use than a perfect sauna that never leaves the drawing board. If you want a simple way to do that, grab the free 7 design details checklist in the description. description. It's a one-pager. You put in your email and I will send it to you. And you can literally sit down with your sketch or your quote and dig through each rule. If you want help checking your plans or picking the right heater for your space, we have a US-based sauna expert team at thesaunaheater.com. We sell saunas, sauna heaters, and whatever you need for your sauna project. And if you want to go even deeper on one of these topics, I have full masterclass videos on benches, floors, walls, and ventilation that I'll link here. Let me know in the comments what do you think and which one of these rules your current plan breaks and what you're going to do about it. Thanks for watching and enjoy your Löyly. Veeti out. Bad ceiling shapes. Ceiling shapes. Mistake numero 3. Bad ceiling shapes. Ceiling shape